Download King's Chat today on your mobile devices on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Still the morning show this morning on Love World Plus, the Thursday edition of it. I like to remind you of that, I know, but that's because I'm so excited that we are here together, doing this together as well. So it's time for us to talk, and of course analyze the papers as well. We want to take a look at what's next for the country, what's next for Nigeria. We have change now. We have a different government. We have a new republic, as it were. We have a different leader. Things are definitely going to be different. We want to take a little look at what should we be expecting? What should be our role in this change? How are we collectively going to make that positive change that we desire to see happen, and all of that? And of course we get to have a look at what the papers are saying this morning as well. I'm not doing this alone. I'm mightily glad about that. I have again with me Aimee. Aimee is a journalist by profession. She's also a singer, but today she is here in the capacity of a journalist. It's always a pleasure to have you with me, Aimee. Seriously, how do you do today?
I'm great, and you?
Okay, fantastic. So, I'm not sure I've asked you this here. You know, how do you feel, you know, when the results were finally announced and, I mean, it became clear that we were going to have a different administration? You know, were there particular thoughts that came to you? Was there any way, were there some things, what were your reactions really? Let me put it that way.
Oh, well, first and foremost, the whole atmosphere was tense. We didn't know what we were going to see, and there were threats everywhere, and Nigerians were leaving the country en masse. I don't blame them. So I was just so grateful that we were able to pull off this election peacefully. And as far as I'm concerned, monitoring, this has been the most free and fair election Nigeria has been able to conduct. I'm not saying it was perfect, but it's been the most free and fair. It's been the most amazing as far as I'm concerned. So I'm glad people conducted themselves well, and violence wasn't, there were little pockets, but nothing compared to the bomb explosion we were all expecting.
Exactly.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I think that the little pockets of violence that probably were experienced in certain parts of the country were just people who were just bent. You know, there's some people that they just get off, they get high on these things. They just need a little action around them.
Drama.
So even when there's really no reason for there to be any violence, they just whatever, we just have to go and show ourselves a bit. But you know, like you said, I also felt that way. You know, I was grateful that it was calm. I really commend the Nigerian. I mean, I'm so proud to be a Nigerian, because
right now I'm proud to be a Nigerian.
I'm totally proud, because you know, so many people were just standing on the sidelines and we're like, okay, Nigerians, let's see how you're going to handle this one.
Even from the international community,
it was like, you guys need to be chaperoned, and you know, you need to be watched closely, you need to be helped along,
to go wrong,
and all of that, so that we are here to, you know, make sure nothing goes wrong. But at the end of the day, it was our decision to comport ourselves, to be, you know, in an orderly...
It was amazing to see Nigerians come out and vote more than they have ever voted before in the history of this country. And seeing Nigerians passionate about what they wanted, in sunshine, in rain. It was raining in some places.
Yes, it was.
Into the night. Some people were still working into the night. Then we were not able to finish, and then the next day, people still came out to vote. Some had to go some distance away from where they live, and so on and so forth. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing, and I'm really proud of Nigerians.
I am totally proud of Nigerians as well. I'm a Nigerian, yeah. Okay, let's talk a bit about Mr. President Goodluck Jonathan and his role in, you know, the smooth transition, as it were. You know, up to the point where the INEC chairman, Atahiru Jega, was announcing results, there was a lot of drama.
Drama.
It was one drama to the next and all of that.
Drama.
You know, and I think that part of the reason why we had those many delays or breaks, you know, they would announce some states, they would go on break, announce some others, go on break, announce some others. I think part of it was to douse the tension that, you know, everybody was like, so what's next, and everybody, a lot of people were standby to do whatever it is they were going to do should the results not favor them or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
But even before all the results were in, Mr. President did congratulate the APC flag bearer and say, you know what, from what I can see right now, it does appear you're winning this, so congratulations. What was your,
you know,
what did you think about that?
I don't remember any African president congratulating, I don't remember any incumbent congratulating someone coming to take over his shoes. And I respect him for that. That was a fantastic thing, and I celebrate you, sir. I celebrate you. I really do, because it helped to further douse sycophants, people who would want to do things. Oh, Mr. President can see I'm doing something. Really, what they wanted to do is just create anarchy, a situation of anarchy. But when it comes from the top and says, this is this, calls him, congratulates him, what else is there to do? So if you're doing anything, you're just on your own. It shows that the president, as he gave his word, all those peace pacts they signed, his word is his bond. He kept his promise. I have grown over the years weary of politicians, because they say one thing, they promise one thing, and they don't do what they promise, or they do another. So I was like, Lord, will this pull through? But he did, and for that, his word is his bond. I respect him for that. It's getting to a time where we just don't need politicians. We need them to be leaders, because the politics has failed us in Nigeria. Exactly. But I am glad that the person stepping in has been there before, and he has a reputation of being someone who is not just a politician, but he is a leader. Okay. You know, I'm still talking about the president. For me, one major thing that you know, what we witnessed or what we saw, what that said to me was that the challenges and all the things that we were facing as a country was really never Mr. President's fault. You know, it came to the point he was under so much criticism. You know, there were so many allegations and counter-allegations and blames, you know, for a lot of things that were going wrong. But that told me that it was never about him as an individual. Because even while he went ahead to congratulate others, the PDP, you know, the PDP party still said they were going to go ahead to challenge the results of this election. Even when people were clamoring using the card reader or not using the card reader, he said, no, we need to go ahead and use the card reader. Even when some people within the PDP said, let us not use the card reader, he said, let's go ahead and use the card reader. Even when the card reader affected him, as he wasn't able to do it, you know, immediately. He didn't go crazy and everything. And I'm so impressed. This is how it's supposed to be. So I beg to say that probably the incumbent was surrounded by people who didn't do him a lot of good. It does really appear so now, because, you know, looking at it now, it was never really about him. One person, you know, he's the leader, he's the one that everybody looks up to, yes, but you see, it's not just him. He has so many people around him. There are ministers there are commissioners there. We have the House of Assembly. You know, there's some things he says that have to be debated before they get passed and all of that. So it's never really about one individual. But I am mightily glad that he did what he did. And, you know, he for the first time did prove that Nigerians, Africans, can be good sportsmen as well. If it's obvious that you're losing out on this one,
you bow out gracefully. It does not mean you failed. Absolutely not.
No.
As a matter of fact, you came out the winner. You came out tops in this whole situation.
Yes.
And he wasn't the only one who displayed maturity
and
in the whole drama
respect
that we've been seeing. Who is the other person? Okay.
Let me hear you say.
The INEC chairman, Atahiru Jega, is another person who has shown tremendous maturity.
I just gave him a salute for that.
I am, in fact, I'm impressed. I don't know what else to say. I don't know if I'm alone in this. I mean, did anyone else see his response during the outburst? I mean, you know, if we were watching that on television, we saw when...
With hours and hours of work and months and days and hours and all the drama, he still kept his composure. He was dignified. He was a good statesman. He represented Nigeria, and I'm so proud of him. We should learn from that. And the youth, everybody can see how these people comported themselves. And I'm proud because people were watching.
People were watching.
Internationally, people were watching. And yes, I respect him.
Totally.
Absolutely
well done.
Yes.
The INEC chairman. Of course, we have another hurdle to go, and I'm confident that he will handle it with just as much grace and dignity and maturity as we have seen him display in this first batch of the election. Okay, so now we have a new president-elect, and the problems or the challenges that Nigeria has been facing did not just magically disappear.
And so will not magically.
It wasn't a... you know, abracadabra, and here we are. What happens next? You know, once again, it is not about him. He is the symbol of change, in quotes, you know, that people were clamoring for. But you see, he's just a symbol. He's just one man.
Yes, he is.
He's going to have a team of people working with him. He's going to be surrounded by a lot of people. Are these people going to indeed help him or ensure that this change will actually be realized?
Because
what do you think about that?
You're strong as your weakest link. That's how strong every team is. So clamoring for change, now we have a change, now what? Some people will now like, no, because we're used to seeing things continuing the way they are. Politicians come and go, and then we still have the same problems. We still have I don't want to start listing. We have infrastructural problems. We have power problems. So many issues. So now what? After the euphoria of winning, what next? I'm sure the president knows, as he has already said in his acceptance speech. Yes. He doesn't have any grudge against anybody, not even President Jonathan. And so, of course, the first thing would be to reach out to everybody, because it's not about one party, it's not about one person, it's about the whole Nigeria coming together to support him, to speak in one voice and do the change, be the change, accept the change, and stop all this, let's go to court, So yeah, they have to stretch out their hands to other people, to other parties, to other stakeholders, bring everybody to the table. Everybody, of course, has something to contribute positively. Anybody that doesn't have anything to contribute positively should just stay away.
Yeah.
Because what we have gotten was gotten on grace by mere sheer will of the Nigerian spirit.
Yes.
So we don't want any funny people around. As I said before, I'm weary of politicians, but I believe that leaders are coming up. So now change has come, and they shouldn't expect too much, like, okay, change has come, as we were saying, okay, so everything is just going to magically go away. It's not going to magically go away. It will take some time, expectedly, and I believe that the new government will put, they've already said so many things they're going to do. They're going to face this, they're going to tackle corruption, they're going to help the economy bloom, they're going to face the power sector, etc., etc. But it's not going to happen like that. They're going to have to take things, tackle things in groups and give timelines for when those things would be and things would be changed. So Nigerians should be calm and not start grumbling when they don't see a magical change in the first
instance. Okay, so it still will require some patience on the part of the Nigerian, of course.
Absolutely.
You know, surprisingly, Aimee, one of the APC stalwarts there in Abuja, we were watching some of the video clips that were sent from Abuja right after you know, it became clear that the APC flag bearer was going to win the election, and you know, interviews were going. He said something very, very key and significant. He said that they have won quite all right, but they wouldn't want the PDP to just go away, that they would still need a formidable opposition to keep them on their toes. You know, it's not about them winning, but you have another opposition to watch you. You know, we're talking about a balance here,
it's
balance
like,
of
you know,
power.
checks and balances.
Yes, so we're watching you, we're checking you. Don't think we have fizzled away. No, we're still here, we're still strong. It was a close call.
It's a good thing, and that's why I was saying bringing other people into the to this round table for the development of this nation.
Absolutely. Okay, so what very quickly before we take a look at the papers, what must be our role? Because so many times we just, people, Africans, or people just have this mindset of, okay, he's there, take care of it. You know, just take care of it, make my life better. You promised us employment, you promised us steady power supply, you've promised us, you know, a better life. All these things are things that you can expect, you know, but are these things that we should just allow the leaders to take care of, those in government, the politicians, and then we're waiting to see those things happen? Is there any role that we as Nigerians, who, by the way, are stakeholders in this, you know, what ought we be doing? You know, how can we be involved in governance as it stands now?
Well, as I said, everybody should come to this round table and not just sit down and think that change will just happen. First of all, change happens from me, from you, from everybody. And when we have a change of heart and we look at how to contribute and not just sit down and say, oh, government, you serve all my needs, but you also continue to contribute. I know the Nigerian people have been battered and so they don't really trust, but I would encourage that, you know, we can't stop trusting. We've come this far and we can't stop trusting, and we can't just sit down and say, I'm doing nothing. The Nigerian people are a strong people. You're in business and you virtually have to be your own local government. You have to make your roads, you have to provide power, you have to provide water, you have to provide everything, communication, you have to so there's this thing about, okay, so you promised us change, so change. No, we have to come together and be the change and help be the change, help to be a part, just like we've been a part of the process of coming to this point. We can't now just put our hands down. This is the time to roll up our sleeves and get to work. Okay. This is the work part. And the thing about change is that sometimes people don't like change. But we have to accept certain changes. There's been a way we've been behaving and being led before. And just like the general said, there's nothing between, you know, I feel any negative thing against Jonathan. It's just that the way we look at leadership is different. So under a new leadership, people will be shocked when there are certain changes. There will be changes, and change sometimes is hard to accept, but we have to accept change if we have to move forward. So it's time to roll up our sleeves and get to work. And sometimes that could be a bit uncomfortable, but it's part of change. It's part of change. What's important is the end result, which is what you want, which is what I want, which is what everyone wants. So we can look beyond the discomfort or whatever it requires of us to do in order to see, you know, to see that change. So change starts with you and I. Let's change.
our attitudes, you know, the things we used to do. You know, when people shout change around me, you know, like the slogan of the APC, and they're shouting change, I'm looking at them and I'm like, are you prepared to change yourself? You know, because change really starts, like you said, it starts with us and from us. So are you ready for that change? And I hope that they are, because that's the only way we can see change. Okay, so having said all of that, we need to delve into the papers straight away, know what the papers are saying. You are free to call us if you wish to talk to us about how you feel now that we have a new government, or a new government about to start. You know, you've got wishes, maybe a piece of advice, you know, just share with us what your feelings are. You have an opportunity to do that while we take a look at the papers. Today we have 5 papers. There's the National Mirror, the Nigerian Tribune, the Guardian, there is the Vanguard newspaper, as well as the Punch. I'm just going to grab 3 of those papers, Aimee, and I'll let you have these.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let me begin from the National Mirror. The National Mirror on its front page, very busy. I'll never take Nigerians for granted, says Buhari. Gets certificate of return. Obama, world leaders congratulate Nigeria. So you've had the US President, the UK Prime Minister, even the UN Secretary General, and then some other leaders, you know, congratulating Nigeria and be very happy at the outturn.
That's a great endorsement.
Things. Exactly. Okay, here we can see the INEC chairman, Atahiru Jega, and the president-elect with his vice president-elect there, showing their certificate of return right there. Okay, we have, let's see, celebrations claim lives in Niger and Gombe. Why? 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 Won't you be alive to see this beautiful change you're looking for?
Oh my God.
Okay, that's very unfortunate. Okay, we have other ones. CBN issues new guidelines on mobile money services. That's something in business. Bielsa declares 2.8 billion naira surplus for January 2015. Okay, very quickly above the masthead OPS. Bankers predict bright economic prospect. Set agenda for president-elect. Okay, so we are beginning to see the different sectors, you know, to begin to rearrange. Yes, and you know, so how is this going to work? There's the business, the private sector, there are different sectors. How is it going to work? What's the plan? What's the agenda? Those are the major headlines on the front page of the National Mirror for today. Okay. All right, we go to the
Okay, I
next
have the
paper.
Guardian here, and it says, I will be fair to all, says Buhari. Then he says, resolves to tackle graft Boko Haram, says no grudges against Jonathan. And then we have a little caption here. It says, day 353. Wow. Bring back our girls.
Okay.
And I'll add, bring back our girls alive. That's one of the promise we're expecting to see. And below we have an advertorial. And it's a beautiful picture of the General and President Goodluck Jonathan having a handshake. That's basically what the Guardian has here. So,
okay, so again, we're hearing, or we're getting to see comments made by the president-elect as to how his approach to administration. All right, so from the Guardian, we move on to the Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune, again on its front page, features a picture of the president-elect with his vice and the INEC chairman displaying their certificates of return right there in Abuja. And the caption there says, Buhari, I harbor no ill will against anyone. Says Jonathan is a great leader, receives certificate of return. Okay, that you have as the major headline on the front page. And then we have Obama, Ban Ki-moon, and other world leaders, Nigerians celebrate Jonathan and Buhari. And I'm really, really happy that they're both being celebrated,
Yes, I am.
because they're both very key in what is happening now. So both are being celebrated by the world and Nigerians as well. DPO killed, 12 arrested in Ibadan over kidnappers' den rumor. Okay, we have that. Let's see. We have some other stories in business, politics, so I'm not going to go into all of that. But the major focus, again, is what Muhammadu Buhari is saying, as regards to his approach to maybe the former president, or he's not the former president yet, the president still, until he formally hands over. I harbor no ill will against anyone. That's that for the Nigerian Tribune. All right.
And what do you think? I have here something that makes me smile, and we had talked about it earlier. It says, Obama, Cameroon, others praise, guess who? Buhari